and very few will ever exactly be the same because of the factories had slightly different production standards, and each country that used them or is still using them in some cases, there's about 4 countries still have the T-34-85 in service. You know, everyone's done something slightly different, adapting them, playing with them, changing bits and pieces on them, so they all tend to look a little bit different here and there. What the driver's doing when he's turning a corner, he's pulling back on one stick, that brakes the track on one side, so he'll be pulling the left stick back, brakes the left-hand side track, the other track keeps turning and pushes you round the corner. Well, that's what you hope's going to happen. Yeah.
Strangely enough, the German nation was founded in France. So when you think about that, in the very heart of France, at the treaty, where the Treaty of Versailles would later be signed as well. So a lot of German history happened in Paris, and that's where it starts really as well. So after Bismarck had unified Germany, he decided that people were so hostile still to each other, and so divided still, all the German people, that the only thing that bound them together was those wars that they'd just been fighting. And so what better place to bring them together than the place where they won, in France, on French soil. So it's sort of a little bit of a slap in the face to the French as well, I guess, deliberately by Bismarck, knowing that would work, that would bring the Germans together. And so the
economic power in the world, third biggest, well, everything's great. Why just start a war? What do you do? And so talk. What was it about the ruling, not just the Kaiser, but about this class of senior military men, senior politicians who regarded war as perhaps inevitable? They had a quite dystopian view of the future. They were worried about socialism. Like, what was going on in that milieu at that stage?
So first of all, the problem is that Wilhelm ended up isolated in that group of people. He used to have a group of advisors. They were known as the Liebenberg Circle, with his best friend Philipp zu Eulenburg being the sort of key person in that, who acted as a mentor figure. He also got several of the chancellors appointed, and he was actually he was into, like, you know, poetry and romanticism, and they were a weird bunch, like very much into sort of esoteric stuff, and so was Wilhelm.
What, rather than icy cold showers and killing French?
Indeed. Although there was a bit of that as well, I dare say. But yeah, so basically Wilhelm spent a lot of time there. They read sort of poetry to each other. They even composed songs about the Kaiser, and it was all very intimate, shall we say, between them, and that was exactly the problem. So Eulenburg was then accused of homosexuality, which was still a crime at the time, and it went through the press. He made the mistake of fighting that as a libel case in court, so it dragged on for years.
I mean, the big thing they're looking at is one, the Soviet, the Red Army gets a bit more, political control goes down a little bit, and operational confidence goes up.
You really wanted to know about the Soviet, the Red Army that you've been too scared to ask.
So
most that is barring basically the reason that's it. They've got 20 pieces of land, they've got that's when they had access to the they would cross the land, eating, stealing, everything. Well, it's like spiritual for it. Yep. That's exactly how it is.
And are you using speed, or is it the sword? What's your biggest advantage against the other type of Daniels?
I think for a woman probably speed, especially if they're not that heavily armoured. So what you're trying to do is try to outwit your opponent, trying to get around the field, trying to find one.
And what is your, now that we're friends, what is your weakness?
My weakness.
So my best tactic is coming in and under, or
Exactly. If you do that, obviously down to my foot, I'll be coming up over your head.
yeah. Oh, hello. Okay, brilliant.
And if you take from my head, obviously again, lift your legs, slice your leg, slice.
How many fights would you have to do as a gladiator to get the freedom?
As a professional gladiator, you can put once or twice a year.
Okay, wow.
Maybe 5 or 6 fights.
Oh, well done, Caroline. That was rather good. Little Rutterkin, prepare to give fire. Fingers crossed. Have a care, give fire. Yay! Well done, Mr. Leg. Grubby, infinitely affectionately called Grubby because of the mess it makes in front of it. Prepare to give fire. Give fire. I felt that one. Rosie. Rosie, you now have got some competition. Prepare to give fire. Give fire. Ooh. Rosie is also a very new gun. Mr. Bond, again, was still carving the carriage out in the field here on Tuesday. Gwennifer. Last but very not least, prepare to give fire. Would you need extra match or are you okay? Give! We ready? Anticipation. Cameras ready. Give! Fire! Yay! Lovely. I think that's all of the guns. Please do give those guns a